What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully that didn't make you throw up at all. I didn't have a pick. I didn't have a pick. And I was actually in that room playing guitars for like an hour. An hour. And my daughter had just happened to get done doing whatever she was doing with the piano section. She's like, "You want me to take some video?" I'm like, "Oh, I was smoking it earlier." But that's all right. So I had a wonderful day with my daughter yesterday. We went to, obviously, Guitar Center, and we had lunch together, and then later on we all went to Spirit of Halloween, and it was just a really fun day. And it was one of those times, usually when I go to Guitar Center, I have to get in there, get business, and do whatever. Maybe I'll look around a little bit while the kid behind the counter is figuring shit out, but it's usually an in and out. But it was one of those things where she was just like, you know what, yeah, let's just hang out, let's just have fun. We split off. We didn't even see each other the whole time. Pretty much we were there unless she had something she wanted to show me and all that stuff. And I played a number of really nice guitars. I was playing a Soldano amp. I couldn't tell you what model it was. It was a little guy about that big. It was a confusing amp, but it sounded friggin' fantastic. And I played all kinds of guitars to it. I played a few Ibanez's. I played this. I played that. And then the last thing I decided to pick up was that Frankenstrat. And I don't know when I go into things like this. Now, mind you, I'm just going to talk and hope I come up with a coherent thing, because I don't really know what I'm trying to say here. I'm not complaining about the guitar itself. So hopefully someone can translate what I'm trying to say here for me. But they wanted $2,000 for that guitar. Before you all start clucking in the... I know it's because it's his name. I know, it's a famous model. It's a famous guitar. But when I look at these things, like David Gilmour's Black Strat, if I were to walk into a pawn shop with that guitar and try to get any money whatsoever out of it, I'd be lucky to get maybe $100. If, you know, maybe the vintage of the guitar at some point would come into account. But same with the Frankenstrat. Can you imagine walking into a guitar store with that guitar? Eddie Van Halen never existed, but you had that exact guitar that you put together. Going the same route that he did. I just needed a guitar that didn't do what the guitars on the racks were doing. Walking into a fucking pawn shop and being like, "How much could you give me for this?" I don't think they'd even offer you anything for it. Maybe for the neck, if the neck was in nice condition. But it has a name. It has a name attached to it. And I'll be damned if it didn't play amazing. And it sounded amazing. I really like that pickup. I was thinking about buying an official Kramer pickup for this. You know, the ones that Gibsons make it now. I think they call it the Eruption or whatever. The premature eruption. But I might go Fender way and get that EVH or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but whatever they're putting inside, I know they sell it separately. What an amazing sounding pickup. And I played around with it for probably about a good half hour, that one guitar. So maybe we were there longer than an hour. God, we were probably there. That poor kid, but she was having fun. She was having fun. But here I am playing this thing going, wow, if I just didn't look down at it, I probably would jump on buying the damn thing. But I'm feeling the body, and it feels like you would think it would feel. And again, I know there's a name attached to it, but it's an import guitar. Haphazardly put together. Actually, no, they probably use more skill to put that haphazardness together than most people put in actual just putting a finish on a guitar. But regardless, I sat there and I played the damn thing, and it inspired me. It inspired me to stay there. It inspired me to let my daughter take a couple of videos. I would never do that in public. Never in a million years. And yeah, those were like little quick snips. You know, there really wasn't much going on there. But it was an amazing guitar. Is it something that I could put together equally as well? Yes, I could. Yes, I could. In fact, there were things about the guitar that were probably proper to actual spec of the original that I didn't like. And I probably would alter that, because at the end of the day, the guitar was made for a very specific reason, for a very specific person. And I love that we all got influenced by it, and that we aspire in one way or another to whatever that guitar's creation, I don't know how to say it. We aspire to whatever influenced that piece of hardware, that hunk of wood, that end table with strings, to become something. And we take something from the process. And then we take something from the individual who used that tool to create. And I suppose what I'm trying to say at the end of all of this, that it doesn't matter what the flip you have in your hands. I hate Facebook groups. I do. Me and a handful of other people posted, like our strikers were like, yeah, look at these things. And inevitably there'll be that guy. Pot metal bridge. Worst bridge on the market. Plywood body. Blah, 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 blah. And God forbid you kick back at all on this expert of fucking nonsense, right? Eddie's guitar proves that he is full of shit. And that's, I think, the point I'm trying to make. Would I pay $2,000 for that guitar? Absolutely not. There is not a chance in hell that that guitar was a $2,000 worthy guitar, with the exception of the extra labor that may have had to go into it to make it look like it's nowhere near a $2,000 guitar. But of course it's got our boy Eddie's name on it, and it represents more than just a thing to play music on. It represents innovation in music, in art, in creativity. And my favorite part of any creativity, when I was a kid, it didn't exist. So you know what I did? I made it happen. They didn't make Freddy gloves when I was a kid. So you know what? Me and my buddy cut up a mailbox and got some rivets and haphazardly put together this thing. Today it's easy. It's easy. You can go down to the Guitar Center and you can buy 1,000 of whatever it is you're looking for. It wasn't like that at one time. And here I am playing this thing that is a replica of probably one of the most influential pieces of art on the planet. And I guess that's all I really wanted to say. I just had this profound kind of moment. You could take whatever you want out of this. I don't care. There were so many things going through my head playing that one guitar. It was a piece of shit that played really well. It sounded amazing. And so many things were going through my head while I was noodling on the strings, you know? It took me back, made me feel young again. $2,000 though. $2,000! I'd rather just make it anyway. I have a quarter, I have the ability. And maybe that's why I decided to get rid of the EVH, because it wasn't quite going the way I wanted it to. And I know a lot of you won't understand my process, but it is what it is. So, amp's gone. That's why we went up there. So guys, I like my PV better anyway. I've been using it a lot more, so I don't feel bad at all. Guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope you got something out of this. Hope you got something out of this, because I don't know if I even said anything. But if you did make it this far, I really appreciate it. And wherever in the world you are, I hope you are doing well. Until next time, take care, creep it.